Kadosh, good evening. We are Mishna Yomi, Masechet Bava Kamma, Perek the third chapter, Mishna Gimel and Dalid, the third and fourth Mishnah. The third Mishnah is again talking about obstacles in the public domain. Remember that this Perek is talking about bor, which means a pit in the public domain, and therefore these are all very, very similar in their characteristics. And the Mishnah starts as follows: if someone puts out his cut straw or his whole straw, so the kash is the straw and the tevin also is the full grains. So if he takes out the tevin and the kash, which is basically the full grains or the cut grains, into a public, to the Reshut Rabim, the public domain, and he's doing it to make zevel, to make fertilizer, which means that many times they used to make it for manure and other fertilizer, so they would put it in the public domain, and then they would trample upon it many, many times. It would be very, very good. So another person was damaged by them, whether he slipped on the straw and he fell, or he got damaged by it, so this person is obligated to pay for it. The first person that takes a straw, he acquires it. What does that mean? Chachamim made a decree, a gezerah, that it no longer belongs to the original owner. So in order to penalize a person that he put it there, so therefore they said anybody that wants to take it, they take it and it becomes theirs. And that's the way it is. Now, according to this Tana, the owner is only obligated to pay damages only if he was forbidden for him to place it there. Rashbag comes and he argues and he says, anybody that creates a hazard in the public domain, and they damage, which means even if he did have permission to put it there in the beginning, but still the fact that it did cause a damage, he's going to be chayav to pay. So again, in both cases, anybody that comes and takes it, they're going to be zocheh. Right, I mean the first person that takes it will grab over it, and they'll be able to take it for themselves. But the machloket was, what happens if you have the permission to do so or not? So it all depends on the time of the year. If you look in the footnote, certain times of the year was permitted to take out the in order to make fertilizer, other times not, depends winter, summer, others. And so therefore, but the machloket is, according to Rashbag, you're always chayav, even if you had permission to take it out. And according to the Tana Kamma, only if you didn't have permission to take it out, that's when you're going to be chayav. Okay, the next part of the Mishnah says, Haufech et hagalal b'reshut rabim. If someone turns over the galalim is the dung, excrement, in the public area, now they want to come and they want to acquire it. Remember that in the olden days, they used to make out of the dung, they used to make, whether it's a soap and other things coming from that. And somebody else gets damaged. The second that he came and he wanted to acquire it by turning it over, now it becomes his, and therefore somebody gets damaged by it, they are going to be obligated in the damages. Okay? Now the next case is a very, very interesting case. We would compare this to cars, right? Meaning like car accidents. But listen to what's brought down in the halacha. The Mishnah says that here we're talking about the actual body of the person is the obstacle. Meaning until now we were talking about somebody put straw, somebody put, whether it's a wall that fell that belonged to him, or, his jugs or whatever. Now he himself is the obstacle. So the Mishnah says, Shne kadarin shayu malchin ze achar ze. If you had two potters, remember kedira is a pot, so kadarin are potters. So you have two potters that were going one behind each other in a public domain. So imagine you've got two cars, one behind each other. So the first one stumbles and he falls. So the second one stumbles over the first person, and while he was still on the ground, and now he falls, and now he gets damaged. So the first one is obligated to pay for the damages of the second person, which means that the fact that he could have picked himself up before the second person stumbled, so therefore he could have removed the obstacle, so therefore that's why he's going to be liable for damages. He's not blamed for creating the obstacle, because at the end of the day it was an accident, right? But still he owns the obstacle, it's his body, and therefore he should have removed it as soon as possible. The fact that he didn't, and he didn't remove it as soon as possible, that's why he's going to come and he's going to be chayav in such a case.